All right. Hopefully everything is working. Just okay. That should be more at my face now. Cool. Hopefully we're good. Oops. This league is going to be so weird. It's going to be so weird. Mr. Soggy Ramen. Wow, it has been a minute. Welcome. How are you? Wow. It's it's been so long that I've lost my overlay. That's how long it's been. Without you, my overlay is just lost without you. No, I got a new computer and transferred everything except all of my like background visuals, like the stuff going on there. So I don't have that. But for next video, I mean, it's literally on my old computer, which is booted up right now. I just haven't transferred it over. So I'll do that literally as soon as this ends. But it's not there right now, and I didn't want to be later than I already was. Could I have done it before this? Was I doing anything relevant or important? I absolutely could have. But I didn't. And we're all just going to have to be okay with that. So this league is a little bit different than some of the other ones that I've been playing in for a couple of reasons. First off, I am going to be uploading all of this to YouTube. I'm just going to be transferring it directly from Twitch to YouTube. So it's not going to be like a big production or anything for this particular league. Just going to get back into uploading to YouTube a little bit. So we're just going to do the stream and then upload it. Second thing is the rules of this specific league. So it was there's no so the big thing for the draft, which doesn't matter now, and there's a draft analysis that should be going live on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch, it'll be going live this weekend. If you're watching this on YouTube, it should already be live. If you wanted to watch it on right now, it is still on my Twitch, so you could go back and watch the VOD. But during the draft itself, I didn't actually draft this team. I had a friend draft with me in mind as the player. So it was not like I picked up a team that someone else drafted. My friend just drafted because I was out of town for a little while. And so I didn't know it was anything about this team going into the draft analysis. Literally hadn't seen it at all. Didn't know anything about the draft either. Don't know the number of points. Don't know whether it was tiers, points, what. But I do know that once someone drafted a Pokemon, no one else could draft any other form of that Pokemon. I think it didn't apply to the evolutions, but like Ursaluna, I drafted Ursaluna, or I was drafted Ursaluna Blood Moon, so nobody can have Ursaluna. Once someone took a Rotom, no one could take another Rotom. Once someone took an Ogerpon, no one could take another Ogerpon. Oricorio, no one could take another Oricorio. So really fascinating. Like they're all legal in the draft until someone takes one, then they're all off the table, which is kind of wild. So that's the first thing with the draft. Number two is in battle, when actually prepping, there is no Terra, which is bonkers for a Gen 9 league. I have not played a no Terra Gen 9 league yet, so we're going to see how this goes. I feel like it's going to feel very different. Zero Terra, nothing can terrestrialize, not even like stab or anything like that. Zero Terra. And then there's an item clause, so you have to have 6 unique items, one of each type of item. You can have, obviously, no item if you want to, but every Pokemon has to have a unique item. So as you can see in this, I have 6 unique items on this team. It is being played at level 100. There's a couple of other, obviously, like rules that every league has. Dry pass, like no stat pass or anything like that. Stuff like that. But for the most part, the big ones are going to be that nothing can Terra, and there's an item clause. So I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to that. That said, this is week 1, so I'm just trying to get that out of the way. We're going to be battling Scoots. Scoots 85, coach of the... Oh, God. I should have written this down somewhere. Coach of the Bracknell Bellibolts. There we go. Nailed it. And yeah, this should be a lot of fun. I know Scooch very well. We hang out in each other's streams all the time, so hopefully he's not here. He shouldn't be. That would be not ideal, but as it is, this week there's no face cam. Starting next week, once I get my like layout back, there will be face cam. I'll show everyone like briefly what we're looking at here. Because if I booted it up without the background, it just looks silly. It's just like my face in the corner and then the game. So I'm just gonna stick with the game for this one. But for the future, I will have the face cam. I'll have the background. I'll have the chat. I'll have everything up. Okay. Also, wow, that's blown out. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix the like the coloration here at all. It's just like a little bit too bright. We'll roll with that. All right, so they have the Gouging Fire, Zapdos, Terrakion, Donphan, Skarmory, and Decidueye. So no Ariados for webs. I seriously considered bringing the T-Spikes. There's also no Gardevoir, which I'm kind of cool with, and no Scrafty. Really relying on Skarmory to take hits from the Ursaluna. I love Trick Room mode against the roster I'm seeing right now. And no Gardevoir just makes me want to lead with the Hydreigon and spam Draco right off the bat. Pop my eject pack. Whatever happens after that. No Gardevoir is absolutely bonkers. So this week in my prep, you can see it also. There's a whole... I did a stream, actually, where I streamed all of my prep. I'm sure my opponents will never take advantage of that. It's fine. But in that, you'll see that we prepped Trick Room for this week. So Trick Room Diancie with Baton Pass can allow Ursaluna to just go crazy. It is a little bit of a nombo with... I have T-Wave on my Hydreigon, but that's not really for... It's for, like, speed control in a different way. Like, I don't mind something underspeeding the Ursaluna if it's paralyzed to do so. We do see that the Decidueye is the chosen lead here. I don't think I really fear a U-turn. Like, I'm not going to die to one U-turn from a Scarfed Decidueye. Draco does a little more than Flamethrower here. And gets me out. They could... Yeah, I think Draco's correct. I could Flamethrower here and stay in for whatever they want to switch into me, which is possibly the Terrakion. Do I have a good switch into Terrakion? Like, it's got to be... I almost said Gardevoir. It's Vaporeon. Which, I don't know if I want to hard switch Vaporeon in on a Terrakion, so we'll just go Draco here. We're going to miss the Draco. Oh, what a start to the season, everybody. They do fire off a U-turn. We do see that it is not going to do a ton. We miss the Draco. Huge start to the season. Yes. Oh, it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one, everybody. Hope you're ready for whatever is about to happen, because I am certainly about to have a good time. Oh, boy. So Skarm is actually going to come in here, and I'm not afraid of Skarmory. They don't know that I'm not choiced. I mean, I guess Body Press could kill me. But I kind of just want to fire off a Flamethrower. If it's max defense, Body Press does kill. And I have, like, Vaporeon that can just easily switch in. They don't have the Gardevoir, so Scald is, like, completely free. But it really doesn't feel worth just sacking Hydreigon, you know, for like 70% on a Skarmory. So we're going to go into Vaporeon here. I have Haze if they do go for like an Iron Defense set. If they just set like Rocks, I'll be so sad that I didn't click Flamethrower here. Tailwind. Yeah, definitely should have clicked Flamethrower. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. They don't have a switch in. I mean, I guess they have Gouging Fire. And they just want to set up with the Gouging Fire and go crazy. But if I just go for like... If I just go for a but hard baton pass here on whatever they switch in, because like this thing doesn't threaten me at all. But then if they just stay in, what do I do? It's kind of silly. Like, what do I do if they just stay in? Go back to High Dragon? That feels weird. Like, maybe I'm just supposed to wish first? Scout what they're going to go for, and then baton pass on the following turn? Yeah, let's do that. They do switch out. I could have just hard baton passed. Okay. It's okay. We're getting a sense of where they're at. Quetzalcoatl. 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 I assume that's supposed to be Quetzalcoatl. Is the Zapdos that comes in. I am just going to go for a big wish here. We are going to go straight into Diancie. Which kind of walls this, shuts down whatever it wants to try to do. If it just U-turns, they're going to waste all of their turns of Tailwind. Yeah, okay, so they're just going to, like, not have Tailwind, I guess. Diancie will be at full HP for the likely Donphan that comes in here? Question mark? Donphan just lets me go back to Vaporeon, and then I can fire off a Scald. They won't have a Tailwind, so if you know, Gouging Fire comes in, I can just Baton Pass then. So it is the Donphan. I think I just go back to Vaporeon. I mean, yeah, because they could have, like, a whole bunch of different things. So we're just going to go Vaporeon here. They can't U-turn with this. At some point, they can't U-turn. They're just going to stall out their entire Tailwind, though. So I'm okay with, like, you know, this exchange doesn't look like it benefits me, but it also doesn't hurt me in any way. And they show high horsepower. I do have a Rillaboom on the team, so... they do land it, though, which is higher skill ceiling than me. The Tailwind's gone. We see that it does less than half, so I could Baton Pass here, but we're just going to fire off a Scald and actually get some damage on their team somewhere. I sort of think it's Decidueye coming in here, but I would love a burn on that. Scoot Scoot is, yeah, that's a Decidueye. Would be perfectly happy with a burn on this. We don't get it. Why would we get it? Okay, so we're going to go into the Scizor here. Probably seeing another U-turn here, but life goes on. We just continue to do the things that we're doing. Again, we're not facing a ton of pressure from this. Giga Drain. So it's mixed. And now we get to fire off a U-turn. I could also knock off. Actually, knockoff's way better than U-turn. What am I talking about? I'm not choice in any way. Yeah, we just knock off here. 100 times out of 100, we just knock off here. What am I talking about? Yeah. Knockoff is so much better. Okay, so Giga Drain. I also think we saw... I can't remember... did we just see leftovers on this? I don't think so, based on the amount of damage I did. Zapdos comes in. We're going to knock off. Rocky Helmet, okay. And no static, which is awesome. And the Rocky Helmet is gone as well. I'm expecting another U-turn here. Yeah, Vaporeon's not like an infinite wall against Donphan, but it will continue to handle it for some time, and we can potentially get a wish off later. So, we'll go Diancie here. I'm sort of expecting a U-turn. Just a T-Bolt. Okay, so you're going to stay in for this turn. Which is actually kind of fine because it allows me to click Trick Room here. Which is what we're going to do. They're going to hard switch. Not even U-turn. Just hard switch. Which is kind of interesting. That's going to be... Skarmory. Okay. Power Gem's doing like 30%. Which I think puts it in range of Ursaluna. potentially, depending on how spadef it is. We could scout, since it is still sturdy. I could also just hard baton pass here, or just hard switch even. I mean, how much are you doing with like an Iron Head? Like, let's be honest, like, you're a Skarmory. I'm not actually that worried about your physical attack stat. Iron Head's still doing like 60% though. It can't kill if it's 0 attack. And I'm expecting a body press more, which does like nothing to me here. So let's go ahead and Power Gem here. We don't know a whole lot about the Skarmory set. There's a body press. That does like nothing. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, we do see leftovers on this, so that's not what we saw in the Decidueye. I don't know what we saw in the Decidueye. Because there's an item clause. So we have 2 turns of Trick Room left. I don't want to show Baton Pass yet. This is kind of awkward though, because I kind of want this thing to hit me again, to be honest. So I'm just gonna Power Gem again. They are kind of spadef invested here, but I actually will get more HP from having the. Ooh, they do have an Iron Head. Okay, and that does kills. Didn't think they would have it, but cool, good to know, I guess. So Skarmory kills Diancie with Iron Head. We have one more turn of Trick Room, which makes me want to go into Vaporeon here. I don't think, based on how much spadef they seemed to have, that Blood Moon will kill, and I don't want to take a body press. So we'll go Vaporeon here. I think I'm just going to Baton Pass, fully predicting they're going to go hard Decidueye. And then Trick Room will expire, and I can go out into the Hydreigon on that. I could also Wish. I could also just Scald. I mean, burning the Decidueye would be very nice, but knowing how this game is going, that doesn't seem tremendously likely. I'm just going to go hard Baton Pass here. I don't think they're staying in. Wow, they stayed in. What are you going for? Tailwind? Tailwind here, maybe? What are you going for? I'm shocked that they stayed in on this. Ready to eat a Scald or something. We'll go Scizor. Scizor can't really threaten Skarmory, but it can knock off at least. Roost. Okay, so Tailwind, Body Press, Iron Head, Roost with leftovers. Alright. Trick Room should have expired there. Let me just double check. There's still one turn of Trick Room left. So Skarmory actually underspeeds here, which is ideal in my opinion. So we'll just U-turn. They probably are going to switch into Zapdos. I have a Lumberry if the if Static does pop here, which I would love it not to, because I would love to hold my Lumberry until later, but it gives me insurance from one Static proc. Okay. Zapdos is in. I don't have Trick Room anymore, which makes me kind of just want to go into Ursaluna. Ursaluna just threatens everything with Blood Moon here. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. I know we lose the Trick Room here, but we're just going to Blood Moon. They can keep this in and go for like a Hurricane or something and get some damage off on me. I do have Moonlight, so that is something I can handle later, potentially. They could go Skarmory, which lives 1, but then I can just either switch or figure something out. They just U-turn. Out into Skarmory here. Okay. So we're going to Blood Moon here. Does a ton of damage. Just so much damage. Vacuum Wave won't quite kill, but Body Press certainly won't come anywhere near killing. I could also just Moonlight here to threaten another Blood Moon. I don't think Vacuum Wave quite kills here. I mean, Body Press certainly isn't going to kill me, but I'd rather not take that damage, so... Because this thing can come in later on like a Zapdos or something as well. I can go into Vaporeon as well. Actually, Vaporeon has Wish for this for later, so... Vacuum Wave does like 20 to 30%, which is a little too low for the range that it's at right now. I'm just going to click Moonlight, expecting... Okay, so they roosted. Okay, so they're healthy again. But so am I. And then I'm just going to Blood Moon, because then I can Vacuum Wave. Sure, they can Body Press one time, and I'll be at like 50%. But... yeah, I'll take that plus the Life Orb chip. But this is gonna kill with the Vacuum Wave. Oh wow, that did I crit the first time? I must have crit the first time. I did not see that interaction. Okay. Given that I probably crit the first time, actually I'm gonna switch here then. I think they're gonna Roost. I could go Hydreigon, but I'm going to go into Vaporeon here. I'm expecting a Roost. Just a straight Body Press. Okay. So Vaporeon comes in, gets off. Gets in safely for that. He's going to get some leftover recovery. I'm just going to Scald here, I think. Although Wish is tempting as well. But I'm just going to Scald here. There's the Roost. You know, if I can get a burn on this, then it doesn't wall. Then Ursaluna wins the interaction for sure. But I don't want to use up all my Blood Moons either. No burn. I'm going to go for another one. If they go into Decidueye... they could go Decidueye here. Do I mind that, though? I just go Scizor, they U-turn, they go something... I'm just going to Scald. I'm just going to Scald. At some point, I have to get a burn, right? At some point, I have to get a burn. And once I get a burn, we're in so much better shape. That's Zapdos. Okay. There's the burn. Okay. So now I forced a Roost on Zapdos here, potentially. I'm certainly not letting Vaporeon take damage here. That would be silly. I'm going to go Ursaluna. Seems a little risky because there is the potential that they read this, but if all they do is U-turn back into like Scarm, then I can just Moonlight for a little while. They just, yeah, okay, forced the Roost out of that, which is fine. It feels like I'm supposed to Moonlight. I could arguably Blood Moon as well, but Scarm is healthy right now. We're going to Moonlight here. Hard switches, does not U-turn this time. Again, interesting. Into Decidueye? Wow, I should have Blood Mooned. I mean, I'm just going to Blood Moon now. I don't know how bulky... I think this thing's like a Assault Vest based on how much damage it took before. So Blood Moon might not kill, and then, like, what is Giga Drain doing? If you're, like, max special attack, let's say, and modest. It's not killing. It's doing a lot, though. It's doing a lot. So I could just go Scizor here now that I'm at full HP. It's going to be so hard for me to get this thing back in if I don't switch out right now. If I go Scizor, they go Zapdos. And I have to go back into this. They're burned, though, so this interaction feels like it favors me long term. We'll see how much they do with an attack here. They might just U-turn. They do Giga Drain. Okay. Does nothing. We have a free U-turn. Again, we still have a Lumberry. So. Oh, it's Shell Bell. Okay, I was like, I did see HP recovery before, but I was confused. All right, so it's Shell Bell. They U-turn. They outspeed. That's fine. They get a crit. That's annoying, but fine. They're probably going Zapdos, at which point I'm going to go into Ursaluna and I'm going to click Blood Moon. I need Scizor alive, though, because otherwise Terrakion becomes such a problem for my roster. Is this Gouging Fire? Ooh, okay. Huh. How much of a problem for me is this right now? No Photosynthesis. So it doesn't kill Ursaluna with anything. And Earth Power could kill. I could just Blood Moon. They could go Skarmory. How much is Sneasler doing? Not enough. Not nearly as much as Ursaluna. Or I can go Hydreigon. I don't... Is this thing Scarfed, do I think? I'm going to go Hydreigon here. I'm going to go Hydreigon. I'm going to click Draco. Scout, I guess, if it's Scarfed. Once I know it's Scarfed, then I can play around it a little bit differently. But they probably think I'm Scarfed. Especially with me going hard Hydreigon confidently against this. They're probably very convinced that I'm Scarfed. Because I clicked Draco before, and then I switched out against a Skarmory. So I would expect them to be very convinced that I'm Scarfed right now. There's the Skarm. We are going to land the Draco this time and actually prove we're not Scarfed. Get damage. Get out. Which is huge. Because now I could go Ursaluna and click Earth Power here. That's a play. I can go Vaporeon and just keep spamming Scalds. Sneasler is actually kind of safe because I know this thing is just Body Press Iron Head. But it doesn't pressure it past Roost HP. So I kind of want to Ursaluna, and I kind of want to click Earth Power. How real am I feeling right now? I mean, so here's the thing. If they Roost... and I Blood Moon... do I think they're just going to go hard Body Press here? I kind of don't know. I don't know. If I catch this Earth Power correctly, though... if I catch this Earth Power correctly, it's just over. Like, this thing is just dead. I have to. I have to. Hands in the air. No! I had to try. Had to try. It's okay. I went for it. Had to try. If I'd gone for Blood Moon, then I can Vacuum Wave and kill, which is the sad part, which is what I'm going to do now, because there's no way they're clicking Roost now. And I should live that comfortably enough. We'll Blood Moon. And now Vacuum Wave will kill the Skarmory. And then we still have the Ursaluna. It's still healthy enough to, like, maybe get a Wish off onto it later, even if it's not. It did its job here, I guess. I guess. Ursaluna kills Skarmory. with Vacuum Wave. The problem is that shows my entire set because I did show the Earth Power. I could have taken way less damage if I had just not shown the Earth Power there. And still have, you know, who knows what's in the last move slot in the set. Gouging, but I'm also not Blood Moon locked right now. Alright, I've gone Scizor every time. I don't think this thing's worth preserving right now, to be honest. I don't think I can justify preserving it because it's just like so low. So Vacuum Wave would do like 20% and get me a safe switch into something else, which is what I'm going to go for here. This thing is very specially tanky. Okay, Giga Drain's going to do the last 9 damage, so kills Ursaluna with Giga Drain. This lets Scizor back in, and then Scizor gets out. I could also go No, they're way too specially tanky for the Hydreigon to come in here, so we'll just go into Scizor. They have, I mean, like, yeah, they're not going to stay in against a Scizor, obviously. They can't touch me, but I could knock off for the switch into Gouging Fire, but I'm just going to U-turn here. Just going to U-turn here. They're going to U-turn. Shell Bell. It's doing something. It's doing something. I have not seen a Shell Bell in a competitive game in a long time, but it's doing something. So in comes Zapdos. Get some chip off. It's not pressure, but it's not popping static, which is great. Lumberry doing its job, I guess? Question mark? I don't know. Does that count as doing its job? Who knows? I don't know how fast this Zapdos is. I assume because they were a Tailwind Skarmory, they're probably not running a ton of speed on Zapdos. Draco is pretty free right now, so we're going to go for it here. This could kill, depending on their investment, and it does. Okay. So we're getting there. Hydreigon kills Zapdos with Draco Meteor. We're doing something. If they go Gouging Fire right now... They don't. That's not Gouging Fire. That's Terrakion. Oh. That's a spooky mon. Can I afford to allow this thing to set up against me? I mean, I don't really do anything anyway if I stay in. But Bullet Punch doesn't OHKO this from full. So a part of me wants to Flash Cannon. If they close combat and kill me, then they're at -1, and then Bullet Punch kills. Zapdos is dead. Gouging Fire's not. But I could, if I think they're going to Swords Dance, go for a T-Wave. I just can't go hard Vaporeon because I can't live anything at +2. So I could T-Wave here. If I miss, I'm hosed. Flash Cannon also pops up a Berry. So I think that's our play, is just click Flash Cannon here. They do Swords Dance. Yeah. Yeah, I figured they would. No Berry. Is this the Mon to sack? It outspeeds Gouging Fire, has coverage for Decidueye. Vaporeon can beat Donphan, but can't beat the other two. I think I think this is the Mon to sack, and I think I Thunder Wave here. Or do I Flash Cannon again? I think they're going to kill me. And then Scizor comes in, clicks Bullet Punch, Gouging Fire, switches in, is the problem. So maybe it's just Sneasler comes in, which is why I think I'm supposed to Thunder Wave to allow the Sneasler to come in, because close combat threatens a lot more. Yeah, we're going to T-Wave in case they go for like a speed boosting move, but yeah, close combat comes out. Okay. So Sneasler can come in here. Sneasler could come in, Scizor could come in. Those are my choices. If Scizor comes in, Gouging Fire comes in. That's my fear. But Decidueye is still kind of annoying. Is it annoying? I mean, it's kind of annoying, but not really. Does Decidueye get coverage for Sneasler? Like, does it get Psychic or anything? I can always just U-turn if Decidueye does come in. It gets Air Slash, which is something. I'm going to go Sneasler here. Because it does not as directly let the Gouging Fire just come in safely. And I'm going to close combat. Just to make sure we kill this thing. Maybe it does kind of let the Gouging Fire come in, to be honest. I don't know. But then I go Vaporeon. And then I can Haze forever. They do switch. Do they go hard Decidueye here? I kind of want to Fire Punch if they do. They go Donphan. That makes sense. I forgot this thing was around. But that's fine. I'll break this dirty. Get the Poison Touch. That's pretty nifty. Forgot I had Poison Touch as well. But we're gonna switch. We're gonna go Vaporeon. Not gonna U-turn because I want this thing to also bluff Scarf. I have no idea what the Gouging Fire set is right now, which is a little bit why I'm playing this way. High Horsepower comes out. We can eat that. Yep. I'm gonna click Wish because Scizor comes in and gets the Wish back up, which is nice no matter what. Right? Or do I just Scald for... Scald doesn't matter. Scald damage is not relevant here. They're going to go hard Decidueye. I'm going to Wish. I go Scizor. It lives. It gets the Wish back. They stayed in. Set up like rocks? What are you doing? High Horsepower again? Okay. Well, now I just attack. Because I'd like this thing to have the HP. Then they go Decidueye. Maybe I just Baton Pass? No, I don't Baton Pass. I just attack now. Kill this. Get the HP back. Decidueye comes in. I go Scizor, they go U-turn, they get into Gouging Fire. That's not great. Or do I go... this is awkward. This endgame is awkward. Tell you what. We'll Scald here. I think I'm supposed to. Decidueye does come in. Come on, get this burn. No burn. We'll get the Wish back up. So this thing is going to have to answer the Gouging Fire somewhere along the line. It's going to have to figure out how to do that. Because I think this thing's going to U-turn into the Gouging Fire right now, and if it does that, are we in trouble? They've Giga Drained every time. They haven't shown Air Slash. So maybe I just go into Sneasler here. They might have it, though. I mean, I would not be surprised if they have it here. They just U-turn. Okay. But Sneasler's in now. What do you do? You don't go to Karakion, obviously. You could go Donphan. I would U-turn. You could go Gouging Fire. If you Gouging Fire, I feel like I'm supposed to close combat, which is a little bit stressful because then he Crash kills me. I could also just Poison Jab. I mean, this thing could have Earthquake too, at which point it's going to be tough to win no matter what. So maybe I'm just supposed to U-turn here. Hope for a Poison Touch. Get into Vaporeon. Be able to haze forever. If I get Poison Touch, then we're in great shape. Maybe I just Poison Jab. But then if this dies, I'm in so much trouble. So you're just going to U-turn. If they're Scarfed also, it's going to be interesting. They are not. Let's see a Poison Touch. Let's see a Poison Touch. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No Scald Burns, no Poison Touches. This is a good game. That's fine. We'll go Vaporeon. We have Wish and Haze and whatever, and leftovers, and we're just going to sit. We're just going to sit. What's this thing? Dragon Dances. Yep. Yep, so we're going to Haze here. We're going to Haze. Gonna haze. There's another one. Yep. That's fine. You cannot kill me. None of that. So now we can Scald, try to get the burn on the Decidueye. We can Wish, try to get it passed into Scizor. Let's just go Wish here. They go for another D-Dance here. What does Donphan have to do with any of that? Donphan, oh, it got Poison Touch. I didn't say no Poison Touches, just nothing that time. I did not get a Scald Burn, though. We're going to Haze here. They'll probably attack now, finally. See that it does nothing. We Haze. Yep, we're back to full. We can Wish again, and then if they go Decidueye, we just go into Scizor. Oh, it did get burned by a Scald. You're totally right. All right, that's fine. Wish here. I would love to pass this into Scizor, but I don't know if I can, so we're just going to go for a Scald here. Oh, I could have baton passed. Could have baton passed. It's okay. It's okay. We Scalded here. Burn would be amazing. Nope. Nope. They U-turned last time, but I can't guarantee they're going to do that again. So we'll go Sneasler here. Shadow Ball comes out. That's going to hurt. Does a little chunk, for sure. Well, we're going to Fire Punch here, I think. It does more than Poison Jab. Like, a lot more than Poison Jab, to be honest. Well, it does like 10% plus more than Poison Jab, which could be significant. Poison Jab does have a 30% chance of poison and is neutral on the Gouging Fire, though. But now we're going to Fire Punch here. Oof. Not quite, but now we get to U-turn here. Which should kill. It should kill. Yeah, it should kill. They're going to switch, because they need that thing for Vaporeon, they know it. That's Terrakion. Okay. Even without a Swords Dance, this thing goes pretty hard against my Vaporeon. I mean, it does 50%. No, I just Bullet Punch a Scizor, right? If they switch into the other thing, I just go into Vaporeon. Yeah. Yeah, I just go into Scizor and click Bullet Punch every time. Because if they go into Hard Gouging Fire here, I just hard switch into Vaporeon. Upper hand. Holy cow. I forgot that was a move. That's phenomenal tech. That's phenomenal tech. Does it change my play at all here now that I've seen it? Or do I just let Scizor go down? Scizzor's like... only job is answering this, kind of. Because then I go Sneasler, and then this dies. And Vaporeon answers... like Sneasler... no, Scizor might be necessary for the... but I can't switch in now against the Decidueye. How much is a close combat doing to Sneasler? Is it killing from here? It is. Interesting. Upper hand is phenomenal tech on their part. Okay. Yeah. That's just really, really smart. It's just a great bring. They do go for the close combat, so I could have stayed in. Okay. Wow, they got me on this one. On these couple of plays, absolutely got me. Vaporeon now may not be healthy enough to win the game. Wow, I could have bullet punched the second time. All right. And they're citrus, too. Or no, they're... oh my god. Oh, it's speed. Okay, I was going to say, that's attack. That's crazy. So if Vaporeon dies, I lose to Gouging Fire? Maybe? Close combat into Bullet Punch might actually be enough. Not if it D-dances. Well, if it D-dances, it doesn't make a difference. Bullet Punch is doing about 12%. And close combat's doing like 50%. It's somewhere in that range. So... yeah, I just Scald here. Man, that... oh, and they crit! Does that matter? I don't know if that matters, but it sucks. Don't know if it matters, to be honest. I could have bullet punched that second turn. That's crazy. What? Oh, they got the speed boost. Okay, well, that's game then, for sure. Forgot about the speed boost entirely. Okay. I bungled this game really hard. I mean, they brought good prep. I can't say they didn't. I'm mad at myself for really letting go of what didn't need to be a blowout. Like, losing this game 4-0 hurts because I didn't need to lose, let alone lose 4-0. Like, ultimately, I think the thing about this game that hurts the most is I had opportunities to make plays and chose not to. And proceeded to incrementally allow my opponent to gain advantage. And that's miserable to feel like, because it's just like, it wasn't like, oh, one big misplay. It was like, oh, I can continue. Well, okay. Starting off with a Draco miss, not ideal. For sure. The Earth Power misread, that's fine. That is what it is. If Scald burns the Decidueye at like any point, it's definitely dead because it lived on like a sliver later in the game. Which is also just, it just feels bad, you know. If I'd stayed in and clicked Bullet Punch the second turn on the after they revealed that upper hand, I don't know if that wins the game, but it certainly makes the game more interesting at the end game there. They get Gouging Fire in for free. I go Vaporeon. We go back into that Song and Dance. They have to get Decidueye in somehow. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm supposed to do that. Sack the Scizor at least, and then go Vaporeon after that. But that crit's so sad because, yeah, if the Terrakion goes down, I don't know if I can come back in this game. I don't know if Scizor had the firepower to do it, to be honest, ironically, against a Gouging Fire, because Sneasler was going to have to do enough with close combat to get the Gouging Fire in range of the Scizor, which I don't know if it was going to do anyway. But yeah, the Draco miss was sad because that would have gotten me in against, you know, I would have been able to deal with the Skarmory so much sooner, or at least like start pressuring the Skarmory so much sooner, or just pressure Scalds more in the game because of the eject pack. That said, the Tailwind really surprised me. I definitely should have just I could have just clicked Flamethrower. Like I had it, and I could have just done it, and then it would have been an interesting situation. Also, I wouldn't have taken any damage from the Decidueye. So if I'd landed the Draco into the Decidueye, then I don't take a U-turn. I'm at full. Decidueye's at like half. You're clicking U-turn. I'm probably going Scizor because that was my play against Decidueye. You're probably going Zapdos, maybe Gouging Fire early in the game. I don't know. The whole game's different if that's the case. And I don't have to sack the Hydreigon later to the Terrakion. I don't know. It's a great game. I mean, honestly, like you played really well. You had a fun build. Upper hand totally took me by surprise. I will not in any way refute that. That really messed me up. I can't deny that was a sick bring. Shell Bell Decidueye was also really wild. But yeah, definitely felt like I could have played better in that game. So I wish I had given you more. You know, I think I had more to show. But that is what it is. It was a good game. It was an intense game. You know, it was a lot of fun to get the chance to play against you as always. It's week 1. There's 7 weeks in this league. Despite I still think it's weird that there's it's one division with everybody in it, 14 players, and you play a random 7 of the 13 possible opponents, and then go to playoffs. That just feels like, why not do 2 divisions at that point? And then you play everyone within your division, so there's actually good comparisons. Because someone could just get the 7 best players and just be eliminated 0-7 despite being the 8th best player, and that feels weird. Hydreigon only killed Zapdos. Terrakion died to... I don't know how you're doing Sneasler's Poison Touch poison that killed Terrakion at the end. But yeah. I also Blood Moon or Saluna definitely could have done more if I'd just been smarter. I didn't think you'd have the Iron Head, to be honest, but that was a good bring. And also, I was Citrus Berry, and you put me at 52%, so I didn't pop it. I would have lived the Iron Head if I had been back to 75%, but instead I was at 52, so I didn't survive. Which is, again, I could have switched out. If I saw Iron... I thought about Iron Head, I looked at the calc of it, and I knew it killed, and I was like, does he have it? And he had it, which is super valid. But anyway, next week we will have our graphics back. I know it's been a little weird of a transition with me getting a new computer, and you could argue that I've had plenty of time to get my graphics set up, but I didn't, so I'm going to do that soon. But anyway, that's going to do it for me this week for the stream. I've got a workout I'm going to go do now, and just run around outside for a little bit, shake that off. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all back here next week where we will have face cam, we will have graphics. It'll be amazing. We'll do team builders, we'll do more battles, and it should be a good time. I'm excited to be in this league. It's just going to be me having fun, whatever happens. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.